What's up, average dad fans? Welcome back to another video, and I should say good morning, Huawei fans. Today is the release of the Huawei Mate series, the flagship candy bar series from Huawei. Yes, the Puras are fantastic, but that Mate series always has a bit more pizzazz about it. Well, in this video, I'm going to break down the full specifications of all four models and give you the pricing. Please, warning, be sitting down for the price of the Mate 80 RS Ultimate. Let's go! So, in typical Huawei fashion, there is a lot to get through and it will confuse you. So I'm going to try and keep it as simple as possible. There are four models being released in the Mate series. The Mate 80, the Mate 80 Pro, the Mate 80 Pro Max, getting some deja vu here, don't know why, and the Mate 80 Ultimate RS Buna God Tier Edition. The key differences between the standard Mate and the rest is the chipset. The chipset is last year's Kirin chip based on a 7nm architecture. The standard and the Pro version have a triple camera setup. The Pro Max and of course the RS have a quad camera setup. The screen sizes on the standard Mate 80 and the Mate 80 Pro are 6.75 inches. The Pro Max and the RS are 6.9 inches. Now, as I have been for the past couple of hours going through all of the spec sheet, trying to memorise every spec, it dawned on me pretty quickly that the only difference between the RS and the Pro Max version is the tandem OLED panel. That's it, folks. That's all that I can see anyway, is it's a tandem dual OLED panel on the Mate RS, but on the Pro Max it's your standard on every other mobile phone worldwide. It's an OLED 120Hz panel, 6.9 inch as mentioned. And this is really important to note, because when I talk about price very soon, I don't understand. So in terms of cameras, specifications, go easy on me here because there's a lot to try and remember. The standard and the Pro have a triple camera setup. 50 megapixel main, 12 megapixel 5.5 times optical zoom and a 40 megapixel ultra wide. The Pro Max and the RS have a 50 megapixel main, a 50 megapixel 4 times optical zoom lens, a 50 megapixel 6.2 times optical zoom lens, and a 40 megapixel ultra wide lens. And again, exact same camera system on the Pro Max and on the RS. And I feel like this is maybe one area where Huawei is maybe potentially letting things slip a little bit, because if you've watched the channel, if you've seen the OnePlus 15 or the Oppo X9 Pro or the Nubia Z80 Ultra unboxings and first impressions and reviews, you'll know that 7,000 milliamp hours is pretty much the standard these days. Well, the Pro Max and the RS of the Mate 80 get a 6,000 milliamp hour cell, with the Pro and the standard getting a 5,750. Folks, in no way am I saying these are small batteries. I'm just talking competition wise, they're kind of falling behind, but still crushing Apple and Samsung, which I guess, thinking about it, that's all Huawei is competing with. Huawei and China are, they're a different level of beast over there. So I know that will have confused a lot of you. I've tried to keep it as simple as possible, but GSM Arena is linked in the description, they have the full detailed specifications on all 4 models. I highly recommend you check that out before making any purchasing decisions. Another thing you'll want to know is the price. And folks, this is where things get, in my opinion, mental. The Mate 80 Pro, with the newer chipset and slightly better cameras, is £1,099 for the 0.5 terabyte version. The Pro Max is £1,199 for the 0.5 terabyte version. Folks, this is the same phone as the RS minus the tandem dual OLED panel, and it will crush the likes of your 17 Pro Max from Apple and your Samsung S25 or even S26 Ultra in terms of hardware, cameras, just overall look and feel as well. If you want to go all the way up to the 1 terabyte version of this, the full Buna Pro Max, it's £1,399. Again, cheaper than the equivalent terabyte versions from Apple and Samsung flagships. But then this is where things get squirrely, and this is where you absolutely have to be sitting down. The Huawei Mate 80 RS Ultimate Edition, with basically the same specs as the Pro Max variant, is 1,879 GBP. That's close to $2,400 for the 0.5 terabyte version. If you want the terabyte version, it's going to be 2,099 GBP, which is damn near close to $2,700. I own the Average Dad Tech Store. You've just seen the prices flash up. As I sit here now, you would have to be mental to buy the RS version over the Pro Max version. The Pro Max version to me is actually pretty damn good value when you compare it to the likes of the Pro Max and the S25 Ultra. But that RS, it's the most expensive candy bar phone on the planet. And for a premium of what, £500 or £600 just to have a tandem OLED panel that you will never notice the difference with, I don't understand. I mean, obviously there's the other design aspect of things, and I talked about this in my Aston Martin Realme GT8 Pro video that not many people watched, which is disappointing because Realme is not getting any love and they absolutely deserve it. But anyway, the point of that video was a lot of your phone choices come down to subjectivity, like design. There are people looking at this image of the Mate 80 RS in that violet purple colour, creaming themselves. And they're willing to pay the premium to play. I just have to be a sensible head for you guys and say, I don't see a world where this is value for money. I don't see a world where this is worth it. That's me being honest, doing my due diligence. The phone is going to be phenomenal. All 4 phones are going to be phenomenal in their own category. But for me, the phone I will be buying to keep for a while will be the Pro Max version. Of course, I will also buy the RS, but that's not to keep. That's going to be sold on. I can't justify spending over £2,000 on a candy bar device. Shipping for all 4 models starts on Monday the 1st of December, but the RS is on special order. If you are crazy enough to buy, the RS might not ship till around the 3rd or 4th of December. Just to let you know, this will be listed on the website, but I just want to temper expectations. So, you know my thoughts. Let me know in the comments. Is this RS stupidly priced? Like, is it just insane? And again, I should also reiterate, this isn't just my pricing. This is just the global price for it. This is the import price across all stores for the RS edition. Absolutely insane. This will be the last video I'll probably do before the AD prize draw. So if you're watching this video, you've probably got a few hours left to buy tickets through the Average Dad Tech store. The prize is simple: £1,000 store credit to spend on anything you like, or put towards perhaps a Samsung Trifold, perhaps a MateBook Fold. And speaking of MateBook Fold, there are still around 14 tickets left for the Huawei MateBook Fold draw. £100 per ticket, but you have a 1 in 30 chance of winning a Huawei MateBook Fold, valued at around £3,700. Thanks very much for watching. I'll be back soon with lots more content on lots more phones. And until next time,